All right, we are back and we are better than ever. It is a great day in South Florida, and I remain committed to you to produce the best, most valuable content that exists out there that gives you the most immersive experience so that you can know exactly what it's like to live in South Florida. And today I'm going to highlight some communities that I think you will very much appreciate. So, I've done a lot of tours here recently, and I'm optimizing the experience, or at least I hope to be. So in this video, I will include a real-time map which will showcase exactly where it is that I'm going so that you can follow along on a map, or if you want to do your own research, you can. I'll also be more specific as it relates to the schools that exist in the communities that I'm passing, and I hope that's valuable content for you. Now, if there is a certain community or city or anything that you want me to cover, then please make that request. Shoot me an email, text, leave a comment down below, and we will be happy to cover or feature that area as soon as we possibly can. But today, I am going to feature some communities that exist out in West Lake Worth and then also Wellington. So, want to get some new content out there to showcase some areas that people are asking for. And I want to send a special shout out to my friends up there in Canada who are probably freezing right now. It's 67 degrees right here in South Florida. It's a little bit, it's blue skies, a little bit cloudy, partly cloudy. I'm sure it'll rain later. I'm passing Lions Ranches on my right. Very nice community. I'm going to point out different things as we drive. These are not the communities that I intend to highlight today, but I'll point them out because we're driving by. We've got Verona Lakes on our left, and to our right, we've got Venetian Isles, which is a 55-plus community. There are lots of 55-plus communities that exist out here, and they're all very nice, and the price points range all over the place. I'm not going to speak to them in this video in real time, only because the prices appreciate so much so quickly that I don't want to give you bad information. When I edit the video, I'll pop in some ranges so that you got a feel for exactly what it is that I'm speaking about. But today I wanted to highlight an area called Sherbrooke Estates, and Sherbrooke Estates is in West Lake Worth. We're passing Valencia Shores on my right, and these are incredibly nice communities. They're lush, they're tropical, they've got the resort-style amenities that many people want, and provide a great experience. If you've to my left, we've got Savannah. Again, single-family homes, very nice, zoned for great schools. The communities out here in the western areas are newer. They were built and planned specifically with families to come in and max out the family living experience, the resort style experience. So they're very nice, and they're zoned for newer, better schools. Now, that's not a knock on other areas. There are other areas that exist out here in Southeast Palm Beach County that have decent schools. But as I mentioned in the video that I did, which was much longer, where I showcased the coastal communities, and I talked about most of the people there are going to opt to send their kids to private school. I don't want to badmouth the school systems that exist down here completely. They're not terrible, but there are some that are more average or not as good as others, right? And the ones that are out here in the western areas, which are newer, that were more intentionally designed and more modern, tend to be zoned for better schools. So on my right, we're passing Bellagio. Again, very nice community. I'm not taking you there right now because, again, my intention is to showcase what it's like. And there's a reason for it, right? So a lot of people who reach out say they really want green space. They really want land. And there's not a whole lot of land out here. So in order for you to find, and I've talked about this a lot, there is a scarcity of land that exists in Southeast Palm Beach County. You can't make more land. What they can do is develop some of the unparceled lots that are already zoned for residential, or they can start to look for different opportunities that might exist, like a golf course, or golf courses are the main one, but then there are also agricultural reserves that are in play too. So the community that I'm going to show you right now had a golf course, and I can't even pull into it. Actually, I'm going to do... What am I going to do here? So hopefully I'm not going to get myself killed. But the green space in front of me right now, and you can see there's a notification of public hearing. And the reason for that, all of this green space is a golf course, was a golf course. And that golf course, which was part of this community, and it was a big feature of the community, it burnt down. And I'm not going to sit here and speculate as to how it burnt down or why it burnt down, but it was very convenient, in my opinion, that it happened to burn down, because it really wasn't working out. And the owners of that land, I suspect, really would love to sell that. At first they wanted to, the big talk was that they were going to keep it consistent and keep it a golf course. And I know that the homeowners and the community that's there wants that. What I suspect will actually happen is that land will eventually be developed. Now, I know there were restrictions within the bylaws that prohibited that, but that's been sitting vacant and unkempt for a while. And I'm talking about years here, so I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do suspect that money talks, bullshit walks, and that will eventually be developed. Because, again, there is no land. So that would be a potential con of living in the Sherbrooke Estates neighborhood, if especially if you have a home on the golf course. That could be a potential con. Now, I also believe that if they do develop that, there will be some sort of workaround that accommodates the homeowners that exist here. But full disclosure, I suspect at some point that's going to be developed into something else because there's no more land. And so I just circled around to show that to you. But nonetheless, that is something that exists, and it is what it is. Now, that being said, it is also factually true that there are not a lot of homes that are built with, not that they don't exist anywhere, they do, but for the most part in Southeast Palm Beach County, to find properties that have a lot of land and you're going to see as we pull into one of the streets, it is really, in newer communities, you don't have anything like this in terms of land, front yard, backyard. One of the things that I talk about, I actually sold this home here. Look at that circular driveway. That circular driveway, the big driveways that used to exist in some of the older communities, they don't exist in the newer communities because it's not as profitable for the builder to do that. They want to max out the highest and best. Oh my gosh, this is just so freaking pretty. Well, each side of the street is incredible. But a lot of the people that I meet talk about, they really want to have, look at these homes. This is an affluent area, so full disclosure, you're not finding anything in here. Now, I will say this, the home that I pointed out that I passed when we first drove in, if memory serves me correctly, we sold that for right around $700,000. That home today is north of $1 million. And yeah, they put a lot of work into it, and it definitely needed to be updated and improved, but you're not finding a home in here for $700,000 these days. It's upwards of $1 million, and in some cases much more than that. But if you're looking to experience, or your dream home has a lot of land and privacy and a rural feel that's important to you, then this is what you're going to find here in the in this area, right? And I'm in West Lake Worth right now. And if you're following along on the map that will be inserted to this video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you'll see they got new construction coming up, right? That appears to be a lot that's developable. This is somebody's putting up their dream home. That's cool. I'm gonna take this off the, I drove into a dead end, but I did it intentionally to show you that wherever there is space to build, you can bet your sweet bippy that they are going to be building there. All right. And the schools this is zoned for is, let me think here. I wrote it down because there are so many different rezonings or zonings that happen, and I'm not necessarily up to speed on all of them all the time. But yeah, so Sherbrooke Estates and the next community that I'm going to showcase for you, they are zoned for good schools that are out here. So Coral Reef Elementary, Woodlands Middle, and Park Vista High School. And Park Vista is the school that many people want their kids to go to because it is good. All right, but look at this. It is wide open. You've got tons of green space. You've got big, beautiful estate-style homes, ranch-style homes that are incredible. And they're private. There's a lot of space in between houses. There's a lot of families that live in here. Of course, there's a lot of money that exists in here too. It is not cheap to live here, but if this is the lifestyle that you're looking for, then there is no better place than Sherbrooke Estates. And we're gonna just keep on driving so you can get a sense of what this looks like. And just soak it all in. This is South Florida living at its finest. Recently, I've been getting a lot of phone calls from, and I talk about this often, we get phone calls from people all over the world, all over the country. And more recently, there's been a tremendous amount of reach outs from people in Canada. And so thank you to all of my Canadian friends that are out there and that are reaching out. One of the things that they express, obviously there's the weather, which is a big deal, but obviously Florida is going to be a lot warmer in the winter than Canada ever will be. But what I didn't fully appreciate, and I don't think is getting a lot of coverage, or at least if it is getting coverage, it's escaped my attention. Let's go down this street. Oh my gosh! So this lot, I don't know if that is part of that other house, but that's a developable. If it is, it certainly looks like it's a prime-time developable lot that you could put your dream home on. And if that's something that you wanted to consider, we know all kinds of builders and general contractors, and anything you would ever need in that regard. We are highly connected with people that we know, like, trust, and have done great work in the past. So if that's something that you need, then you can obviously reach out and we can put you in touch with the right people. But really, I just want you to see the scope and the size and the grandeur and the beauty of this neighborhood. This is an incredible place to live. And all right, so to finish my thought from before, and look at these homes, private gated entrances, just gorgeous out here, absolutely stunning. And it has that, I don't want to call it a rural feel, but it has almost like an equestrian feel to the neighborhood. How you doing? Look at these homes. Let's just keep going through here. Getting back to my friends in Canada. Yeah, so I got people reaching out all the time, and one of the things that they're sharing with me, which again, look at these mansions, for crying out loud. These are incredible. It's funny. I use the word I don't use the word mansion enough because I'm probably spoiled, frankly. I've seen so many $100 million homes, $50 million homes. If you saw my video of coastal Southeast Palm Beach County, which did not include Boca or a lot of other places that are also coastal communities that exist. But there's so much affluence that it's kind of warped my sense of what a mansion is versus hello. See, guy's out riding his bike, friendly, waving, couldn't be nicer. You got some new construction happening here. Anything that can be developed is being developed. So know that going in. But look at these homes. They're gorgeous. This area is gorgeous. Again, used to be on a golf course. They do have a clubhouse. They do have tennis facilities. We got a nice family over here walking their kids. Looks like maybe they're feeding the ducks. Hello, super friendly. No, they're throwing rocks into the water. All right, well, that's cool. Pro tip, don't feed the ducks. Don't feed the ducks. Unless you want those ducks to continuously make excrement all over your backyard and whatever. They become a bit of a nuisance. Although, full disclosure, I've got kids and we love to feed the ducks too. I just try to be smart enough not to do it in my backyard. Okay. So where was I going with this? So the people that are reaching out from Canada are expressing to me something that I didn't really fully appreciate, which is how restrictive. I mean, I know California's restrictive. I know Chicago. I know certain spots in the Pacific Northwest, the Northeast. Like we get a lot of people who reach out and share their frustration, and they express their desire to get out of where they're at and into, look at this freaking beast. Woo! That, my friends, is I talked about not knowing a mansion when I see one. That's one. But look at all this green space, right? This doesn't exist in very many places, and certainly not very many places around here. Now, you can go into Wellington and you may find that. You can go into different spots in Central Lake Worth. We're in West Lake Worth right now, that also have a lot of land like this. But again, you're paying a premium for that land, and oh my gosh, look at these houses. It's expensive. Oh my goodness. This puppy is incredible. Incredible. And so there are homes that exist like that in certain areas. Like when I was showcasing some of East Delray, this house is, I gotta stop this house here, take it off. Oh my goodness, sorry about my hand. That is a compound. Extreme close up on me. That is a very unique compound. I'm not going to speculate as to which crime family lives there. I'm only kidding. I'm sure no crime family lives there. But that's a bunker. That is definitely a bunker, and it's gorgeous in here. So yeah, getting back to my friends in Canada, I just didn't realize how restrictive it had become, and what I know it exists, but in speaking to the people, I really didn't. I haven't heard people this frustrated or this adamant of getting out of Canada and into Florida. So I got a lot of empathy for that, because that's not how it is here in South Florida. It is free. It is open. It is that stress, that mental fatigue that people are suffering in other places. I just don't have that part of my life, and I'm so thankful that I don't. And it's one of the main reasons why we've got such an influx of people that want to live here. So if that's you, then please feel free to reach out at any time. We would love to help. And also, click the link up above for our South Florida city and relocation guide. It's going to tell you everything you ever wanted to know about every city that exists in South Florida. And it's not a fluff piece. I spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money in putting that together. It is totally comprehensive. It's I don't know if it's 50 or 70 or 100 pages. It's massive, and it's also very, very valuable content. So I hope you will take the time to check that out, and it's valuable content for you. All right, so we're still trucking. I think I wanted to make sure the map is still recording what I'm doing. I'm on Hypoluxo Road right now. Across the street from me is Mariposa Luxury Senior Living. There's a lot of that down here. That is one of the higher end places that you can choose if you're and you see all this land over here being developed, right? That was green space. That is green spaces are being developed on a regular basis, and again, it's the scarcity of land. So we've got lots of people moving here. I talk about the population explosion. It's exploding, and they need homes. And here in Southeast Palm Beach County, there is no land, so those green spaces are being developed. All right, so here we go. We're going back. I may have lost my train of thought. I hope not. And I hope this audio quality is good, because on that last video that I did, it was a little bit challenged. But right now I'm taking you into another community that exists out here in West Lake Worth, Isola Bella Estates. And little teaser here, I'm going to showcase a property that I haven't listed yet. But I can tell you that this is something that it's sometime in the near future, I will have a property that is incredible, that you should absolutely, if you're thinking about moving here, be the first to know about, because I'll probably have it sold without ever putting it on the MLS. How's it going?
I saw Mom this morning. Now I see the sun.
Yeah, here we go. We got the whole, it's a family affair. Have a good day. That's my buddy, gated community. If I didn't know him, he would be asking for my ID. But yeah, so now we're in Isola Bella Estates, and I will tell you a story about Isola Bella, which is a different community. Okay. But while we're in Isola Bella Estates, let's talk about Isola Bella Estates. Really nice community, right? In this community, there are properties that exist. I'm pulling into, so the house right here, I suspect that will come on the market here, or maybe never hit the market, because I'll sell it to one of my buyers who are looking for properties like this. We may be able to put that together without putting it on the MLS, which is why, if you are looking for a home in South Florida, you should contact me, because not every home hits the market, and that's where I always get you the best deal. So I'm going to try this. I'm going rogue, and it's intentional. The cool thing about that particular house is that, extreme close-up. All right, hopefully this audio quality is going. But you can see, you got the basketball courts, tennis courts, playgrounds. You've got a preserve area right there. And then you got this parking lot, which, if that's your home and you want to entertain and have guests or throw parties or be very social, you got your own parking lot. Although it's not really your own parking lot, it certainly feels like it is. And if you've got kids, well, even better, because that those amenities that exist for the neighborhood are essentially in your backyard, and that's awesome. So although it's not yours, the trials and tribulations of making sure the audio quality is decent continue. All right, let's see. Come on now, work with me here. And no, I'm not going to edit this out. You can suffer with me. I'm only kidding. I don't want anybody to suffer. Come on, Chris, you're better than that. Put this in the thing, and then tighten the thing. All right. Those are very technical terms. The thing. All right. We've got the thing set up. Hopefully the thing does not fail me. And hopefully the thing is recording. All right, so I'm gonna straighten this up. And away we go. Can I do better? There we go. All right, so away we go. This is Isola Bella Estates. You will find homes in here in the 800s. I think you may find they certainly go much higher than that, but I think I've seen something in here recently in the mid 7s, which is great. Now, mind you, I showcase a lot of communities. I showcase a lot of different areas, and while most of the content I feature is going to be higher end, higher price point homes, there are plenty of areas that exist where you can get something in the 4s, the 400s, the 500s, the 600s, the 700s. That also exists, so don't think it doesn't exist. It does. There's everything that you could ever want depending on your budget and your lifestyle. So keep that in mind. And there are also other property types that exist that are going to check all the boxes that you want, right? So there are condos, there are villas, there are apartments. Now, I don't really do rentals. And the reason I say that is not because I don't want to serve and support you in your rental search. It's because most of these rental opportunities that are out there are through either boutique rental firms that's all they do, and they do not cooperate with outside agents, or the management company or the landlord goes direct to consumer, and they bypass the MLS completely. So I don't say that to be a jerk. I say that because it's just, I'm not your best option. Do you see that? Those are, they're not flamingos, but they are pink. Hold on, let's see if I can zoom in here. You see those birds? I don't know what kind of birds they are, full disclosure, but they look like they're flamingos, and they're pink, and that's pretty cool. So check out that nature preserve, right? This is what it's like to live in Isola Bella Estates. It's really, really nice, and you've got gorgeous homes that exist. Now, this is Isola Bella Estates, right? I just showed you Sherbrooke Estates. There's a massive difference in what estates means based on the time when they were developing those properties. When this property, or when this subdivision was built out, they also built out Isola Bella, which is not an estate community. The homes are a little bit smaller. They're still very nice. Many of them don't have as much green space. They don't have the same views. It's still very nice, don't get me wrong, but this would be a higher price point than that particular community. Now, Where are we going now? Where are we going to go on our magical tour? Well, let's see here. I just did Sherbrooke Estates. I just did Isola Bella. I'm not going to go into, excuse me, I did Isola Bella Estates. I'm going to take you out to Wellington. And, you know, it's not too far away. So one of the advantages of being in the canyons, which is where I live, versus some of these other communities that are a little bit further out west, is they're closer to the turnpike. So if you have to commute and you're going to be doing a lot of traveling and you don't want a big commute to work, then the communities that are closer to the turnpike or closer to 95 are going to reduce your travel time, and so maybe these communities are not exactly most ideal for you. You know, a lot of people who live in Wellington don't have to make those commutes. It's not a big deal for them. But if you want to have a reduced commute, then these areas are probably not exactly where you want to live. Now we're coming up on Bellagio. That truck, come on, truck. Stealing my thunder. Oh, too much. Okay, so I took it out a little bit just to show you what this area looks like, but we're coming up on 441, and again, we're in West Lake Worth. We're going to head into Wellington right now, and that's what we're doing. Now, Wellington, very nice community. Very affluent community. Great schools everywhere in Wellington. You're not going to go wrong. And there's a lot of great families that live there. Now, Wellington is an equestrian community. And so most, not all, but a lot of people who live there, especially at the higher price points, the reason that they're doing that is because they want to live that equestrian lifestyle. And especially as you go more west into Wellington, if you're not part of, if the equestrian lifestyle is not your thing, then just know you're paying a premium to experience that lifestyle. It's probably not the best place for you. So just something to keep in mind. Now there are some incredible communities that are out there. I featured the Aero Club before, which is a really nice community. But one of the really cool things about that community is that it's got its own airport. So in that community, there are homes that have their own plane hangars, and you can and if that aviation lifestyle is your thing, or perhaps you only come here for winter equestrian season and you want to fly your plane home, you can do that. And there's a lot of people that do, but it's a really cool community. And we're going to showcase a lot of really cool communities in Wellington right now. But I think it's important that you get a context of how far things are from quote-unquote civilization. And that's not the right way to frame it. But as you go out west, it's a different feel, it's a different vibe. You're not as close to the turnpike or 95 if commute's important. But, relatively speaking, you're not that far away. It's probably going to tack on another half hour to get to that major road, and then whatever your commute is. So if that doesn't bother you, it's not an issue. If it does bother you, then it's something you need to be aware of. All right, so we are continuing down 441. We are headed north. I'm passing Lantana, and again, there's all kinds of communities that exist. If we were to continue down Lantana and into or more into central Lake Worth, the price points drop. There is some more affordability, but you're going to see there's all kinds of retail, there's all kinds of shopping, there's all kinds of restaurants. This is not undeveloped by any stretch of the imagination. It's not overdeveloped, but there's great schools, there's great communities. It's a great vibe that exists out here. You've got Thoroughbred over here on my left, nice enclave of homes. and we're just going to keep on trucking. We're going to check out the Wellington Green Mall. I'm going to showcase some of the parks that are out here. The swim complex that exists in Wellington. It's the Wellington Wahoos. Their swim club is exceptional. I used to train there when I was rehabbing myself after my hip surgery. I got my hip replaced a couple of years ago, or now more than a couple of years ago. But when I did that, the doctor told me, he's like, well, you can never run again, which is not true. All right, this guy's killing my audio. Come on, man, you're killing my audio. But nonetheless, I'm a little bit of a psycho, and so when the surgeon told me I couldn't run again, I asked him what he thought I could do again. He said swim. I said great, and I went out and found the longest swim race that I could find, which was the Chesapeake Bay Swim. It's a 5 mile. There's a 5 mile race that exists, and you swim right across the Chesapeake Bay. And most people, not most, but a lot of people, there are strict parameters to the race. If you don't meet a certain cutoff time, they pull you out of the water. If you get diverted because the tide is strong and you get taken outside of the swim lane, they pull you out. It's an incredible test of your endurance and swim ability, but yeah, that was the race I decided to choose to rehab and get myself back in shape after I got a hip replacement. All right, so we're headed up on Lake Worth Road. Now, if we were to make a left down Lake Worth Road, that would take us to a bunch of different communities that exist within Wellington. I'll actually do that on the ride back, but right now I want you to see Olympia, which is an incredible community. It's a huge community that has different subdivisions within the master community and different price points that range all over the place. But it's probably got the best amenities of anything I've seen in a while. And that's not a knock on any of these other places. It's just super majestic and impressive when you pull in. The gated entrances are ridiculous. I've done content in there, so I'll pop that in here too when I do the editing. But the amenities, the pool, the facilities that exist for people who live there are just bigger, and they're probably not newer, although they have updated everything. It's just more impressive to me than anything I've seen around here. So lots of families that live in there. We've helped a lot of people move in there. Those price points and they've got, much like when I talk about how GL built out their communities, they did the same thing in there. So you've got some subdivisions within the master plan community that have a lot more space, a lot more backyard or front yard. And we are officially entering the village of Wellington. Yay! You got Versailles up here on the left. Great community. And we're going to keep on trucking. So Wellington extends much further west, but really nice place to live. Very safe, very nice. I mean, the people here are nice. They're very friendly. They're very welcoming, and that's basically true everywhere out here in Southeast Palm Beach County. You're going to have great schools. People come here because of the schools. They come here because you've got Farmington on our left. You've got Renaissance Charter School on our right. We are passing, for the love of God, I can't remember the name of the school, but that's okay. I will pop it in here so you know. Emerald Cove Middle School. There we go. Emerald Cove Middle School. Incredible middle school. and we're coming up on, you can see the green hedges of the exterior of the community, which is Olympia. I'm going to try to get us in, even though I don't have an appointment, and typically that means we won't get in. But incredible homes, great place to live. Is this still recording? Come on, man, where am I? All right. Looks like my live mapping may have crapped out on me a little bit, but this is Olympia, and directly across the street from Olympia, actually, this is the side entrance to Olympia. I'm not going to, as nice as that is, and it's nice, and it's majestic, the main entrance is so much nicer, so I'm going to take you in that way, and then now arguably it is really nice, it's really impressive, but it's just not as impressive as the main entrance, so I'm going to show you that. But again, across the street you've got all kinds of you got the Wellington Green Mall, which is one of the better malls that exist. The only one that I can think of that is nicer than that. I mean, that's where we go often. We go there to see Santa Claus during the holidays. They put on all kinds of different great shows and stuff like that. It's really nice. Okay. You've also got across the street, you've got Wellington Medical Center, so you've got a great hospital right there. All kinds of medical complexes exist very close. And that's not just true. You've got Buena Vita across the street from Olympia. And I'm going to see if I can pan this out. Actually, it doesn't matter, because when I do a loop, we're going to see the other side of the street. But look how pretty this is. It's a very manicured street. It is very impressive. You got palm trees down the median, which are, I mean, those royal palm trees to me are just gorgeous. And then you've got the well-maintained greenery, the lush greenery of Olympia. Now we are coming up on Cabasco Crossing. So again, another bunch of retail shops that exist. So you're going to find the little mom and pop stores. You're going to find a lot more than that. But here's the main entrance, and look at this thing. I mean, this is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. When I say ridiculous, I mean that in a good way. But this is a very impressive entrance into a community which is really, really nice. Let's see. Can I optimize that? There we go. And so, if you're coming into the community, the car line in here, which can be less than ideal, in my community, it doesn't have anywhere near this much space. So if this was to, it would take a lot for this to be backed up in a way where it extends to the street. I'm not saying it never happens. In my community, it does. You got security right there. And I'm just going to see if we can pull a fast one here and get entry. Uh-oh. I don't know where that last video ended. I'm hoping that I got a lot of it. I should probably check that now. What I'm going to do in the interim is keep on trucking, and when I get to the Wellington Green Mall, I'll check that out. But I don't want to lose the opportunity to showcase what it's like leaving the community of Olympia, because it's really pretty, it's really nice, and I suspect that you'll find this content valuable. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Chris Igoe. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor with an all-star team that services all of South Florida. And if there's ever anything we can do to help serve or support you in your home search, we we would love to help. We will give you, as competitive as the market is, our number one goal is to find your dream home, dream lifestyle, and get you the best deal possible. And we are very good at that. So don't be afraid to reach out and touch somebody. Or is that the old AT&T thing? Reach out and touch somebody. Nowadays, that's probably not politically correct. So just reach out, and we will hook you up and get you started. Put a game plan in place. And if you like this content and find it valuable, then please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. The more engagement that you have with me here, the more it helps the content. YouTube the algorithm will do its thing, and it'll put this content in front of people just like you who are looking to experience exactly what living in South Florida is like. And we want to help everybody. So please, thank you in advance for participating, and I love you. Thank you. All right, so now we are headed back to the Wellington Green Mall, and I'm going to turn back onto 441, or aka State Road 7, and I will pull into that mall. But again, across the way you can see it's the regional Wellington Regional Hospital, and there are all kinds of medical complexes that exist, not just in Wellington. I think I started this thought before but didn't finish it. Within South Florida, there are, there's a lot of old people. There's a lot of elderly people. And I should probably stop labeling people old or not old, being that I now qualify. But it's just factually true that there's a tremendous demand for the best medical services and doctors and diagnostic and testing and whatever. But it's everywhere. So no matter where you choose to live, you're most likely going to have access to any type of medical need that you need or want. It will be addressed at the highest level, because there's just so many doctors and so many health facilities that exist, which are incredible. So that is a good thing. That is a pro. In fact, it was really important to us when we moved into Canyon Trails that we be close to a hospital, because my kids were that we be. I don't even know if that's proper English, but it was important to us that we were close to a hospital, because my children were infants, and God forbid anything went wrong, we wanted to know that we could be essentially 5 minutes away from a hospital in the event of an emergency. And so here we go. We're pulling into the Wellington, or the mall at Wellington Green. I call it the Wellington Green Mall. Same thing. But what you'll notice is, in spite of Amazon's incredible success putting most malls out of business, this is a thriving shopping mall where you've got high-end stores. And Wellington has all kinds of different high-end stores all over the place, but this is a really nice mall. It's where we typically will come. During the holidays, they'll have the if you got young kids or whatever, then you probably like to bring your kids to check out the mall, see Santa Claus. I think that they do the Easter Bunny. I don't know what else. I'm sure they do lots of other things too. But it's all right here. You got a huge brand new LA Fitness. You've got there's an acai bowl place in here that I love. Also, I said acai, but I didn't mean that. What I meant to say was a poke bowl place that is incredible. And if you have not tried a poke bowl, then and if I'm mispronouncing that, let me know in the comments down below. But it's awesome. There's also a indoor trampoline. They call it was it adrenaline? Or am I getting that confused with something else? No, it's called Urban Air. Urban Air is located in here, and it is describe this. It is a place for your kids to go, and they go buck wild. We might actually be passing it right now. They've got all kinds of trampolines that you can jump on. They've got video games. They've got all kinds of different structures that you can climb, aerial structures, climbing walls. I mean, the place goes off. And it's contained and safe, and they've got snack bar and whatever. There's also a series of apartments that exist over here too. But I just wanted to drive you through here so you could see some of it. There's some great restaurants that are over here, but we are back. We drove through the mall, and now we are at Forest Hill Boulevard, which is one of the main roads that will take you into Wellington. And I'm gonna loop around to show you what that looks like. All right, I just tested to make sure that the video I did that ended abruptly with no warning actually saved, because sometimes it doesn't, and that's always a disaster. But nonetheless, it saved, so it's all good. But what's going on out there in the market right now? Well, the stock market is selling off as we are. It's the first day of February, and it's been selling off. There's been tons of volatility. There's a lot of people that are afraid of the correction, and there's blood in the streets. And look, when the market hates uncertainty, whether it's a stock market, a crypto market, a real estate market, any kind of market, the uncertainty is the only thing that's certain. However, the markets hate that, right? So there's a lot of volatility that exists in the market right now. And I have a lot of people that reach out to me, seeking advice and what my thoughts are as it relates to real estate. I've done lots of content about that, so I'm not going to rehash that. But I did want to discuss, I was a stockbroker for 18 years, and full disclosure, none of this is investment advice, so don't take it that way. I am no longer, I no longer hold any security licenses or anything like that. When I got into real estate, I let all of those expire. But for 18 years, that's what I did. And what I'll tell you is, if that is your mindset and you are looking to capitalize on some of the volatility that exists, I can tell you what has worked for me incredibly well in the past. And what you choose to do with that information is completely up to you. But since we're driving and talking, why not talk about some things that I am familiar with and had success with in the past as we continue through our tour. And now, again, we're passing Wellington's Edge. Great communities that exist out here. We're going to pass the main, one of the main signs that let you know you're going into Wellington, which is kind of cool. All right. We are entering Wellington. You can see the sign. So, where was I going? All right, we're passing Eastwood on our right, and there are pockets of community. Now, Wellington is incredibly affluent. That is a fact. But also, there are sections that exist within Wellington that are quite affordable. Now, Palm Beach Polo is right here. Palm Beach Polo is extremely... All right, nobody wants to see him. But you can see, let's see how I'm doing this. Can I get this for you? Don't look at me. No one wants to see me. But that community is incredibly affluent. You're going to find some very, very nice homes that exist there. What I showed you doesn't really do it justice. But you're going to find some. There's going to be a wide variety of price points that exist within Wellington. There are older communities that are out there where you may find something between $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, and then there are other communities that exist out here where you're going to be talking about, several $1 million. And there's no right, wrong, good or bad. It's what you can afford, what lifestyle you choose to live and can afford. But Wellington is a very affluent area. So as we go deeper And I'm just giving you a surface level overview tour. I will pop in some examples of what I'm talking about so that you've got some context, but there are, just like I mentioned in Boynton, just like I mentioned in Delray, just like I've mentioned in Boca, although less so in Boca, there are communities that exist where you're going to find lower price points. And then in that same community or in that same city, you're going to find ultra high net worth luxury homes that exist, and those are incredible. But so we're passing Wellington, a veteran memorial. Again, really pretty. And I think I can loop you back. I actually want to loop you back. So you see some suburban sprawl. You see some a lot of shopping malls, a lot of strip malls. I am definitely screwing this up. I'm pulling into Chancellor Corporate Center, which is absolutely not what I wanted to show you. I was hoping this would loop around so I could show you the park complex that I had mentioned previously. I'm going to do that now, because why wouldn't I? I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing you back on the world's longest tours that exist. But hey, if you were here with me and these are the areas you wanted me to cover, you'd be very thankful that we were doing this tour. So I am trying to reduce the need for you to drive everywhere by creating the content that will hopefully alleviate that need. Although, of course, if you're going to move here, I suggest you do it too. But if you are out of state or out of the country, then hopefully you find this valuable. So you got Waterstone at Wellington right there. Lots of different communities that exist. But one of the cool things that many people who live here enjoy is their park complex. And at this park complex, they'll have food truck invasion. They have a huge amphitheater. They'll have concerts, events, movie nights, fairs. It's a really nice place to live. And although I pulled you into a parking lot that you probably didn't want to see, what I hope that then you got St. Andrews at the Polo Club. You got all kinds of different opportunities for housing everywhere. So yes, it is true that I like to showcase the higher price points. Just know that there are opportunities for every price point, every budget, every need, every want. Whatever you want or need, we will absolutely help find for you. Now let me just ensure that this is in fact still mapping out my trip, which is great. I hope you find that to be a valuable added bonus. Or not added bonus. Service that I provide. All right, you got Park Place. And now we are traveling west into more of the heart of Wellington. So you saw the mall, you're seeing the roads, but now we are going to pull into the park area and City Hall, which is super cool. All right, so let's see, can I angle this a little bit differently? Nope, not gonna do that. All right, so I mentioned before that they've got an incredible swim team, which is true. Evidently, they're also offering rapid PCR tests. I have no interest in that. I don't have COVID, definitively, but I will pull into, I'm gonna drive by the swimming facility, and in front of me you've got the City Hall. In front of us, this is the Aquatic complex. swimming team. That's where they practice. You've got a section for the kids that is, you see the water slide. This is, it's a really awesome thing to have if you live here, have access to. And I've done videos about this too, so they'll be in that playlist that I mentioned earlier. But in front of us, you're going to see the amphitheater and the giant green space that's in front of it. It's a really nice place to go, I'm sure. All right, I want to showcase the playground, but I don't want to be in a line for COVID testing. So we're gonna see in real time whether that plays out or not. We're gonna drive through this this playground, and hopefully I don't weird anybody out, because I don't feel kids running in the street. In previous videos, I mentioned the risk of running over older people crossing the street. Well, not that I'm looking to run over anybody, never good for business, but really don't want to run over a kid. Okay, so here we go. Now what's really cool, and I don't know if you can see that twisted steel right there, right in front of us? That is from the World Trade Center. And that is, I don't even want to say it's cool. I guess it's cool that it's there, but what a stark reminder of a horrible day in American history. But look, you can see Lakeside Market, Friday, 5 to 9, Town Center Promenade. There's always something going on out here in Wellington. And really out here everywhere in Southeast Palm Beach County. All of these neighborhoods, all of these communities always have something going on. So it's a friendly place to live. It is very welcoming. It's very inviting. There's always plenty of things to do. And I don't think I mentioned this yet. Yes, we're out west, but again, you're not far from the beach. So this is probably some of the most western parts of the county that exist, especially if you really take it back. You're still never far from the beach. So you're not as close as other places, but worst case scenario, 45 minutes to the beach. For a lot of people from around the country and around the world, that's not a big deal. I'm spoiled, so anything more than 15 minutes to me seems like forever, but it's really not that big a deal. And traffic is nothing like, although the traffic patterns have changed with more people moving in, it's not LA. I mean, it's not Austin. I've been out to both those places, and that's bad traffic. This is inconvenient, but it's certainly not that. So, all right, now we're headed back into Wellington a different way. Going to pass by some communities that I think you'll really enjoy. And away we go. So I started talking about the volatility that exists in the market, and I mentioned I wasn't going to relate that to real estate at all. What I did want to share is, when there's volatility in the market, if you're an investor, or let me say it different, if you're a trader or really a speculator, or I'll say it differently, degenerate gambler, and I don't mean that negatively, but if you're looking to play in the market with your play money, then one of the things that I would point out is that the volatility is an opportunity for you to maximize and capitalize on it. So if you believe that there is a sector of the market that is going to get whacked, or if there's a binary trading event that you have isolated that you believe will have an impact on a sector or a company or a market, then there are certainly investment vehicles that exist that will, and I'm not talking about option strategies or anything like that. That's also true. That's also a little bit more technical, and you probably need more. You need to be more experienced to execute those things. However, there are ETFs that trade inversely to the market. There are, and not just the market, but sectors, and they can be very niche. So we got Polo West Estates, really nice, really nice. But there are plenty of ways for you to capitalize on weakness or volatility that you believe exists in the market. So Fairway Cove. Now in Fairway Cove, you're going to find more affordability, right? Those aren't $5-10 million homes. You've got Bedford Mews, same thing. You're going to have more affordability in some of these other communities that exist. But as we go into other areas of Wellington, it's going to become super affluent, very pricey. But it's the same everywhere, right? So Delray's like that, Boynton's like that. Lots of Fort Lauderdale's like that. Coral Springs is like that. Parkland is basically expensive everywhere. But you've got all kinds of parks, all kinds of equestrian amenities and lifestyle farms, stables, everything. If you want to live equestrian, then this is one of the communities that you certainly want to know about and learn more about and most likely live. You can see there's a huge park back there. All right, we're going to keep on trucking. And then to our left is, wonder if I can get in there, is one of the Polo facilities. That's Equestrian Village. They're doing some road work. I should pay attention to the road. Okay. So we're going to keep on trucking. I'm going to get my caffeine fix. And I'm hoping you're enjoying this tour. So far we've covered some communities that exist out in West Lake Worth, passing Pearson Road. And look, you can see they're advertising different markets, different fairs to our left and right. I'm surprised we don't see any horses, but you've got stables on either side and facilities that exist to live the equestrian lifestyle, which is why people are out here, right? That's what they want to live. You've got Mallet Hill, super nice. You got Wellington Community Park. You got the fire station. And again, lots of green space. Very, I don't know that rural is the right word, but this is basically as rural as it's going to get out here in this area. And then wide open polo grounds. And that is why people live here. And again, Wellington is the winter equestrian capital of the world. But it's also factually true that up and down 441, there are different stables and opportunities. Oh, you can see some people out there with their horses and their horse trailers right now. I hope you can see that. Hey, horsey. But one of the cool things about living in Canyon Trails, again, that's nothing that we featured today, but certainly areas that I've covered a lot in the past. What's cool about that is we'll often just take our, ride down 441, and we know a lot of the people that live out there. We'll just go through and take our kids horseback riding. And it's really easy to do. It's very inexpensive to do. And so if you wanted to get horseback riding lessons, you can. If you just want, you don't even need them. They'll teach you everything you need to know right then and there. And that's a lot of fun. So it is really cool to be able to go out there, ride up the street. And when I say ride up the street, 15 minutes away, I can be at a stable and, oh my gosh, look at these. Sorry for the extreme close-up. but I'm covering the wrong side of the road for you. Look at these properties that exist for sale, 35 acres, right? So you want land, you want to live equestrian, you got the money, there's 35 acres for sale. Let's go! But this is where you want to be. This is the equestrian lifestyle at its best as it relates to opportunities that exist within Southeast Palm Beach County. And we're going to keep on trucking. We're passing the Polo Club on our left. And it's a very rural feel. It's very green. It's very lush. It's very beautiful. And you can see the sign, slow for horses. And again, we've got stables and facilities and properties that exist right on the wrong side. This is why I'm praying to God that this audio is capturing the right way. But look at this. This is incredible. And the facilities, are ridiculous. Well, all right, let's holster my camera. Oh, come on, audio. Don't fail me now. I'm talking to the mic. I will literally cry when I get home if this audio did not capture the right way. You will see a grown man cry. Okay. Look at this. Just immense wealth, immense green space. It's just beautiful. And these homes that are here are ridiculous. I'm going to take you down one of them, down this street, because why not? Now we're on a dirt road. We're going off-roading. That's all right. I needed to get my car washed anyway. And what's cool is it's hard to really get a sense of this because the privacy hedges that exist. But if this is the lifestyle that you want and you've got the budget for it, you want privacy. And so they have that, right? And it's gorgeous. So again, this feels like another planet compared to where we were at in Lake Worth, but it's only 15 minutes away, give or take. So Gulfstream farm right there. Oh, now this is cool. You got the people out there riding their ponies. I cannot imagine that this is going to be good for the audio. But we will soon find out. But what's really cool is there's a lot of people riding their horses, and I can show that to you. So look at this. This is what I mean about being out here. This is the true equestrian lifestyle that exists out here in Wellington. And if it's the lifestyle that you want to live, then there's no better place. And you can see all of these training facilities. I hope you can see. You've got people playing polo right there. You've got the polo grounds here. You've got the polo club. It's just gorgeous. All right. So we are headed back now to quote-unquote civilization. And what's cool is, and I forget, I'm also tracking this on the map, but you'll be able to see exactly what what it looks like from an aerial perspective on the map. And that is, I think, going to be a force multiplier for the value of this content, because you can't really see everything from this angle. And, full disclosure, I haven't fully figured out how to add more cameras to get more angles at this point without killing myself with video editing. Okay. So I'm going to turn down this street, and you're going to see more of the land, of the property, of the lifestyle that exists out here in Wellington. And so I've had people who say, well, we really want to be in Wellington, but we're not into equestrian. Well, then if you don't really want to be in Olympia, which I showcased earlier, then you probably don't want to live here, because really this is the whole purpose of living here is to max out this type of lifestyle. And I don't want to say it's the haves versus the have-nots, but I've had people who have moved out here because they love the I'm looking at another polo field. They love the green space. They love the rustic feel. They love a lot of the features of the community. But then they end up telling me, you know what, we don't really like being here because we're really not into equestrian. And so, I don't know what's right for you. I don't know what's right for anybody. But I would say if you're not really into equestrian and really love that lifestyle, then there are probably better communities for you to live in. Or not better, different communities for you to live in. So there's no right or wrong. It's just what you want, and really that's it. So, all right, this is going to take us back to 441. This is going to be a long stretch of land, and then I'm going to loop us back into a community, or a series of communities that I think are hidden gems within Wellington. So as right now we're out west in Wellington, and it goes much further west. The further back you go, the more expensive it's going to be, the more equestrian it's going to be. However, there are also neighborhoods that exist that are closer to 441, closer to the Wellington Green Mall, that are, I would say, you don't have to necessarily be of the equestrian mindset to live at. And there's only really, again, I don't want to speak in too broad of a stroke here, because there are certainly other communities that exist, but this would be the one that I think is a great family community, which has great amenities, and is very similar to the types of homes that I've shown in the past in other videos that exist in Boynton, where it's set up and designed for families to max out South Florida living to its fullest. Oh, this is Homeland. Shoot. Homeland. Super nice. And I will edit the video to include what Homeland's all about. It is incredible in there. It's an equestrian community. It is super expensive. Luxury homes, updated, upgraded, super private, very exclusive. You can have your, they've got facilities and barns for and stables for the home, or your horses to live right there with you. And we sold a home in there recently, and it was just, my mind was blown how cool this neighborhood was. Now, I don't live the equestrian lifestyle, and frankly, living in there is above my pay grade at this point. But I mean, we're talking about $7-10 million homes, but super nice. I mean, really, really nice. Okay, we're getting back onto 441, and with that, I am going to take us back to a community that I think you really would want to see. We've got countryside neighborhood there, which is nice. And thank you for sticking along this. This is a long tour. I am becoming notorious for my long tours. I hope I'm entertaining enough to, well, if you were here, this would be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm having a blast. I hope you're having a blast watching this with me, because it is fun. Like, I love going through these communities, and it's fun. I've done so many of these with people in person that, like, I sometimes marginalize how valuable they might be for somebody else who's finding this content and watching it from somewhere else in the country, in the world. But this is what it is, right? So I think it's useful and important for you to have the context of what the drive time is like. What is it really like to be out here? And we're going to showcase that for you, and that's what this tour is all about. Okay. All right, so we're coming up on Lake Worth Road, and that's exactly where I wanted us to be, because when we go up Lake Worth Road, I can show you some of the communities that I just referenced that are equestrian light, right? So, like, every community within Wellington is going to have that equestrian feel. However, there are some communities, like I mentioned, that are that's less true of. And they're super nice. There are lots of green space. So I showcased Sherbrooke Estates before. When someone tells me that they want to be in this area, but having a lot of green space and having not being right up on their neighbor is an important thing. You know, the communities that I've showcased in the past, the Seven Bridges, the canyons, Bridges, Boca Bridges, Lotus, all those communities they're really nice. They're sick homes. But the knock to me is they don't have enough, not that they don't have enough land, but for that price point, I would like to have more land. I would, as nice as the homes are and as nice as their backyards are and all the amenities are, all those things are, I think the feel of having a lot more green space is, well, it's important to me. I don't know if that's important to everybody. So I'm going to showcase an area that has that right now. We are headed up Lake Worth Road. Contextually, we are south of the Wellington Green Mall. And there are going to be communities, as well as the middle school that I can show you, that we're going to pass, so you have an idea of where things are located and what it looks like. All right. So the first one I'm going to zoom in on. Okay, so you've got the White Cliff community, which is Golf and Country Club, on the left and right. Both super nice. Well, they're the same thing. It's just both sides of the street. Incredibly nice. And I will be sure to pop in some content to showcase what that looks like, because I know it didn't pick it up on the video. But again, you got green. This is a very aesthetically pleasing community. On our left, we're passing Panther Run Elementary, which is a very good, all the schools in Wellington are good. They're very good. So one of the benefits of living in this area is access to incredible schools. And they are. You got Panther Run, you got Polo Park, you got Wellington High School. They're all great schools. All right, so we are coming into Wellington, another sign for the entrance to Wellington, and that's cool. But all right, let's see, is this guy gonna let me over? here is Grand Isles at Wellington, which is very nice. Let me zoom this out. You've got the Isles on the left, and then you've got Grand Isles on the right, which I'm not even going to attempt to go into because I know what the answer is, but I just want to show you a little bit of it. And there are subdivisions within, like you can see there's Emerald Bay. Across the street, you've got the Isles at Wellington. And that is specifically the community that I was referencing before. Hopefully the sun is not too bad and you can see what this looks like. I'm just gonna loop around. I'm sure I'm not gonna be allowed in. That's okay. I have done a video in here already, so I already know that I can pop that in. But look at, oh God, please let the audio be good. But what a nice entrance to this incredibly nice community. And okay, I can loop around. Perfect. I don't have to waste anybody's time. I don't want to wait in that line. All right. So again, the whole purpose of this tour is to give you an immersion experience so you see exactly what it's like to be out here in the Wellington area, in the West Lake Worth area, and all the areas that exist within South Florida. So if there's an area that you do want me to cover or a question that you have or anything like that, then please, I am not a mind reader. Reach out, let me know, and we'll make it happen for you. And I love doing it. I'm super enthusiastic to create as much content as I can to be as valuable to you as possible, because I want to create such a good experience online using YouTube that when you come here, it really helps you narrow your search. It helps you be very familiar with where you want to be prior to coming. And of course, we're going to be able to do the tours of whatever you want, but I'm hoping that these tours are valuable enough to where it really helps you narrow your search as much as possible. And that's the whole point, right? So, okay, now we are going to super exclusive land. On our left, you've got the church that my sister was just married at. On our right, you've got Polo Park, and then you got, if we made it right here, it would take you into the Polo grounds, but we're not going to do that. Oh, look at the sign, Wellington, the winter equestrian capital of the world. I already told you that. You already know. But what I want you to see, and I know we're not going to get in there, and I don't need for us to get into this particular community that we are passing on our right, but this is the most exclusive place you could live if you want. Okay, maybe that's not 100% true. You know, there are other communities that exist that are also really nice too, but the Equestrian Club is the elite of the elite. And the facilities that exist, the homes that exist, I'm not going to get in, I'm not going to try, but I've already got videos, so I'm not worried about it. The access to the top-notch equestrian trainers and barns are right in the community. So if you want to live that lifestyle, then you want to be in the Equestrian Club. And those homes are extremely nice, extremely expensive. You are paying a premium to live that lifestyle. I know Tommy Lee Jones lived in there for a long time. There's celebrities, very high net worth people that live in there that want to live that equestrian life. And there's no better place that I can think of to live that life than in there. You got Grand Prix Farms, which is one of the ones I was talking about. Now you've got the Polo Club, right? So look at those. Look at those fields, look at those facilities, and just know that this is the best of the best as it relates to equestrian in Wellington. Now, with all that in mind, I'm going to wrap this up. I truly appreciate you watching this long. I need to be very clear that yes, this is an incredible community, but anything you want, anything your little heart desires as it relates to real estate in South Florida, it exists. It's totally contingent on the lifestyle that you want and your budget. And no matter what that is, there is something for everyone. So please don't sleep on the playlists. The playlists are important. I've got the content built out already so you can learn about every city that exists in South Florida. Of course, there will be a link to the relocation guide in this video. It's in the links below. Click that so you can learn more about exactly what it's like to live in South Florida. And if there's ever anything I can do to help, then you've got to give me a call. If you're even thinking about moving to South Florida or moving within South Florida, you must call me, text me, email, send a DM, a carrier pigeon, a smoke signal, a comment down below, by any means necessary. Because we've got your back when it comes to moving to or living in South Florida. And until next time, peace!